Magandang umaga sa lahat at congratulations sa ating mga tagapagtalakay, tagapaglahad ngayong umaga. Ang katanungan ito ay para kay Ginoong Nuevo at kay Ginoong Manogas, tama sir? Sir, congratulations, maganda rin naman yung ipinakita niyong pag-aaral. Pero dahil ito ay isang metacritical na pag-aaral, mula doon sa iba't ibang mga pag-aaral, maaari ko bang may tanong kung ano yung inyong criteria sa pagpili ng mga papel na sinuri? At paano ba ninyo, nabanggit kasi sa abstract ninyo na ito ay mga gawa or sulat ng mga dalubhasang scholar. Paano ba natin matutukoy or paano ninyo tinukoy yung pagiging dalubhasang scholar? At sa kabuuan, ano ang kriteryang naging pamantayan ninyo sa pagpili ng mga artikulong ito?
Thank you so much, sir. Sa akin pong ginawa ay bumalangkas po kami, gumawa po ako ng isang inclusion criteria kung saan nandun ang mga theoretical nila, ang diskursibo nila, at ang kanilang pananaw. So, kumbaga sir, nagkaroon ako ng isang criteria kung makakapasa ba ito o hindi. Kailangan makakapasa ba ito sa isang metakrismong lapit na pagsusuri. Kagaya na lamang ni Ramos, hindi ko sinali si Ramos sa aking metacritical na pagsusuri sapagkat si Ramos ay parang deskriptibo lamang niyang inilalatag kung ano ang aswang. Hindi kagaya kay Delante na bumabasa si Delante ng mga akademikong mga sulatin tungkol sa aswang sa mga magazines, sa mga tabloid, ganon. So, yun yung kumbaga naging basihan ko na isama sila. At ang mga ito ay mga scholar mula sa Universidad ng Pilipinas at pawang mga mahuhusay at magagaling sa kanilang larang sa kagaya ni Quinto sa sinematikong kaalamang pambayan, kagaya nila Lim. Kaya iyon po sir.
Sige,
sa
sir.
gamit po ng inclusion criteria po sir.
Maraming salamat, sir. Follow-up na tanong na lang, sir. Doon sa mga pagsusuri ninyo, nagkaroon ba ng tematikong pag-analisa ng iba't ibang pananaw ng mga author na ito?
Opo, sir.
Okay, maraming salamat. At para naman kay Sir Manugas, nais ko sana makita doon sa presentasyon dahil ito ay kritisismo or kritisismo sa kabuuang pag-aaral. Para sa akin kasi, mas gusto kong makita ang proseso. Okay? Yung mga hakbang, paano ba yung pagsusuri at hindi direktang nakapokus sa koneksyon ng tao at kalikasan mula doon sa 10 tula ni Ginoong Lariosa. Okay? So, ano-ano ba yung mga hakbang na sinunod natin para sa pagsusuri ng naturang mga tula ni Ginoong Lariosa?
Ang naging hakbang ko po doon ay una, yung sa damdamin. May sinusunod ako doon sa teorya, sa paglalarawan sa kalikasan, base sa kanyang mga tula. And then, 1.1 sa paglalad ng suliranin, mga elementong pangkalikasan. Bawat tula ay binabasa at nagkakaroon ako ng pag-analisa. And then sa mga talinghaga at larawang diwa din, magkaroon din. Then sa tema ng kalikasan, may table doon at meron ding mensaheng pangkalikasan at saan napapaloob sa tula.
Okay, sir. Sa kabuuan, sa pangkalatang tula ni Ginoong Lariosa, ilang lahat ba yung kompilasyon ng kanyang tula at bakit 10 lamang ang napili natin bilang magiging kasama doon sa ating pagsusuri? Maraming salamat. Yun lamang po.
Okay, kasi meron siya talagang maraming tula at nagkaroon ako ng pagsusuri noon sa ibang pamagat. Ito ay patungkol sa kamalayang pantao at meron din sa basta mga 3 na ang naging pagsusuri ko at yun lang sample lang ang hinihingi ng aming professor sa pag-aral po.
Hello, good morning. My name is Sam Mendez, an incoming 4th year sa literature here in San Carlos. My question is for Mr. Nuevo. Sa lahat ng nabanggit niyo po na pananaliksik tungkol sa mga aswang, may mga halimbawa po ba kayong nakita na kumbaga na-reclaim ang aswang? Kasi 'di ba sa pag-discuss niyo po, sumasalamin ang aswang sa mga karanasan ng mga babae, mga naaapi sa sistema. Kaya may mga halimbawa ba na kumbaga na-reclaim ang aswang, ipinagmamalaki na ang aswang? And this question can apply also to Mr. Daan and Ms. Angalot for Capre and Encanto. Are there examples where these creatures have been reclaimed, or if not, are there grounds for it?
Okay. Sa tingin ko ay kalimitan kasi sa mga nasuri ko, halimbawa kay Lim na banta sa kaayusan at bitak na sistema ng ating bayan sapagkat simbolo ito ng kapangyarihan. At kay Delante naman, yung mga ilusyon, yung mga delusyon. Sa tingin ko, sirs, mula sa aking mga pagsusuri, halos talaga mga negatibo pa ang mga nakikita natin sa aswang. Pero kumbaga, kung titingnan natin na ang sinabi na banta sa kaayusan at kumbaga may sinabi din dito si Lim na kung saan ay naging control. Kasi halimbawa yung mga babae, yung mga bata, ayaw din ha, kay na ay aswang din ha. Ali diri asa sulod na kay kana siyang gabiin na basin kitkiton ka din haa sa aswang. Kumbaga para sa akin sir, ito na siguro yung mapapansin natin na reclaim na ang aswang ay para ding positive side sa kanya, na the silver lining, kumbaga na positive side na sige bahala na lang kung ito ay panakot. Ang importante ay naaano natin yung bata na sumunod sa atin, kumbaga sir. Yun po sa akin.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Nuevo, to Sir Lamuel and Miss Alisa.
For the discussion on systematic, something that reflects a part of the system. In my study, I mentioned that I won't be discussing about the evolution of the mythological creature, but I would like to give my opinion on that. I think it needs more study if you want to trace the evolution of how it was racially prejudiced, the conception of the mythological Capre. But I think in general, Capre legends are mostly dealing with nature guarding or protecting the environment, as we've heard in most of the stories surrounding the Capre. But yeah, thank you for that, Sam. Maybe someday you can conduct your own study on the origins of creatures and how they reflect systematic things. Thank you.
Okay, so hi, Sam. Before I start, may I ask for a clarification if what you're asking pertains to if there is a reclaimed image of Encantos, at least in my module?
In your studies, is there a reclaimed image of Encantos? And if not, are there grounds for it?
Okay, so I think sa atong mga na-hear na tuo-tuo from our grandparents or from our elderlies, they're usually cautionary tales to. But when I looked up and found other na Encanto legends, these creatures are not really just portrayed na as cautionary, as something good to be super be wary of, to be very apprehensive about, because in those legends mo good, they portray na these Encantos, when you reciprocate respect towards them, they embody the aspect of nature that provides and sustains you. They protect you. So yeah, I guess that would be the reclaimed image if that is what you are seeking in terms of Encantos, no? So yeah, I hope that answers your question. Thank you, Sam.
I just have a comment on the
on the question as well, because folklore is an area that is very close to me. And regarding the reclamation of figures, I mean, as we know, there is no outside the text, so we can read the text the way it can be read, and it's not close to just one reading. So for instance, I've done a study on the shape-shifting figures, which were usually vilified, and these are creatures of the night. However, we see that historically there was basis, like the Spaniards had persecuted the Babaylans, and therefore they were, they were sort of like equated to the Mananangals and such. Like in the case of Lamwell, probably we have the green man in literature, the green man who lives in trees, albeit it's a foreign concept, but this is the brown man, the brown smoking man, and we can read it in a way that, can be used powerfully, because we know that the text can be read and reread depending on, and you can even break ground for that. So with the Encantos, because Encantos can be good, they can also be bad, depending on your focus, and that's how you are going to, use it. Thank you.
Okay, so good morning and congratulations. I am Roberto Gisaga Jr. from West Visayas State University. I'd like to look into first the methodology because, of course, this is a research. For Sir Nuevo, you mentioned several SGD in the introduction, and you also mentioned social constructivism. I'd just like to know, because you mentioned so many SGD, how did you address this in the results of your study? Because there are how many SGD you mentioned?
4, sir.
4 SGD. Okay, how did you address each SGD in your results?
Okay. So, kumbaga sir, yung SDG ko po sir ay hindi talaga inaano sa resulta. Kumbaga, para lang itong may makukuha ka na mga pagpapatunay na ito ay pagpapaunawa lamang na maaari itong ikonekta sa mga SDGing ito.
Okay.
Pero kasi yung naging suliranin ko, yung naging layunin ng pag-aaral ay hindi naman talaga para pagtingin yung mga SDG na iyon. Kumbaga, may makukuha lamang tayo nito, makakatulong lamang ito, pero hindi ko masyado itong naitalakay sa resulta.
I'll just cut you short so that the time can be very useful. So, please take note that to all the researchers, we do not just write things just to, parang yung slight lang yung effect niya. Please take note that when we do research, when we write introduction, it needs to be weaved. Dapat it needs to be connected kasi you're writing your introduction. It needs to support your results and discussion. We do not write the introduction totally different from the paper. Like for example, it's a different part na introduction siya, independent siya. Then there's your theory, it's an independent thing. The results and discussion is an independent thing. Take note that when we do research, it's interwoven. If you mention about SGD, make sure that these were properly supported in your results and discussion. So I suggest you look only on SDG about education, right? Doon lang. So just focus on one, then support that these results that you made on critical, the meaning that you made are actually can be used in education. Rather than stating a lot of SGD, then wala naman palang gamit doon sa results. And for Miss Anglot na lang, last, because you mentioned it's a module, what evidence or validation process was used to determine that the module is culturally accurate, pedagogically appropriate also, and effective? Yun lang.
Thank you so much for your question, sir. So there were no validation process that this module underwent through. Okay, when we're talking about folklore, na as Doc mentioned, no, there are interpretations mangyud na that would depend on how you focus your discussion. And because this module is something that I intended would teach the students that the nature would intervene and would confront any violations that we do. That is what I focused on, specifically the interpretations of how the Encantos here act as enforcers of human accountability and environmental consciousness. Okay.
Okay, so I believe Doc Hope mentioned that, of course, these are subjective, but because you're developing a module, you need also to have, kasi we're not really experts on these things, kasi it's very subjective siya, kasi we are the one making an interpretation of it. So maybe it's also good, maybe in the future, that you can ask other experts to look on the module that you develop, kasi other schools might also want to adapt the module that you made. Kasi especially kasi, di ba, if for example maganda yung module naman, maybe other institution will be interested to adopt this. Pero halimbawa, pag nakita, oh, there's a flaw in this, parang the beauty of the module is now parang it will be just put on shelf kasi may nakitang mga defects. Whereas, if there are other experts who will look at the module, they evaluate or they validate it, then at least once this will be used by other institutions, there will be no more errors that they can see. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much for that, sir. I will keep that noted po.
All right, thank you so much, Doc. I think to add also for Alyssa, no, it is actually a very good opportunity for her to present her module here for comments from the body, and so that she can also revise whatever needs to be revised, so that later on she can publish the module, no, for other teachers as well. We will now take Dr. Turing's questions, sir.
I don't really have a question, but a suggestion. One of the research projects I'm involved with is the Henry Otley Beyer collection, archival research. These are 100-year-old documents you can access online. And one major theme of this collection is folk tales. And there's mention of like the aswang, which I've read, the aswang in Putotan, Dumangas in the Panay Island, the Ungo of the Visayas, the Capre, the Encanto. If you want to have just to enrich your introduction, and if you're also interested in the evolution of the terms and these mythological creatures, probably this resource could be something that you could look into. Because one thing I find interesting is the way writers that you have evaluated in your research has a different imagination of this. It's more influenced by the Western vampires or the Western witches. But these 100-year-old documents would probably shed light of how the Capre was imagined 100 years ago, how the Encanto was imagined years ago. So I would suggest you read it as part of your, to enrich your research. Thank you.